All right, I have three things, but what Tanya just said is more important than any of my three things, so I want to expand on that for a moment. How many of you have bad customers? All right, everybody raise their hands. How do you define a bad customer? I'll give you my definition. They're more trouble than they're worth, okay? Anybody who is more trouble than they're worth is a bad customer. So, what do you do if you have bad customers? Tommy said fire them. That should be plan B. Plan A should be sit down in a dark room for a couple of minutes and think about, all right, what exactly is the problem with these people? What exactly are the things that make them more trouble than they're worth? And then call them up on the phone, send them an email, see if you can set up a meeting, and go out and talk to them and say something like this. Say something like, hi, I want to thank you for your business. We want to do even more business with you. But there's something I'd like to talk to you about, because we've noticed that when we work with you, it doesn't always go smoothly. And I suspect that you've noticed that when you work with us, it doesn't always go smoothly. Can we talk a little bit about the things that, you know, that cause friction, that cause problems, that keep things from being wonderful and easy and smooth between us? I think you might be surprised at how willing your customers are to learn about dealing with you. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised by how much you might learn about dealing with them to smooth out some of the wrinkles. I don't think, in fact, I know that you can't always solve the problems, which sometimes takes us to plan B. But I can tell you this, I think it's always worth the effort to try and turn a bad customer into a better customer. Get out there and talk to them. Now, I want you to also consider this. And this takes us to what I think is the right way to fire a customer. There's two ways to affect the equation more trouble than they are worth. One is to make them less trouble. Go out and talk to them. The other is to make them worth more in terms of revenue, which means no more discounts for bad customers, right? I think you'll find that if you raise the prices that you quote to the bad customers, one of two things will happen. They'll either go away, or they'll pay your price, and if you set the prices high enough, then they're not more trouble than they're worth anymore. Huh? But to bring this thought to a close, consider this. And I kind of like this thought. I think it's kind of elegant. Let's let the bad customers weaken our competitors. Think about that. Isn't that kind of elegant? Because seriously, the more time your competitors have to spend taking care of the crazy people, the less time they have available to attack your good customers. And also, the more time they have to spend taking care of the crazy people, the more their resources they have to expend, the more likely it is that they're going to screw up on their good customers, which might put their good customers into play for you. There's no upside to dealing with bad customers. There's all kinds of downside.